What's up, YouTube? This is Goose, and today I'm going to go get a haircut. Yes, that is right. This faux hawk is going to be trimmed down, but don't worry, it's just a trim. Basically, all I need is for all this stuff on the side to be a little bit shorter and everything in the back to be a little bit shorter so I don't wake up in the morning and look like a mad scientist. And not only that, but the taller this thing gets, the harder it gets to gel up and keep spiked. So, y'all just stay tuned. You might even get to see me get my hair cut, and I'll see you in just a second. Alright, you guys, this is where I'm going. Alright, you guys, as you can see, my hair is significantly shorter than it was in the last clip, and I feel great. I don't have a lot of hair touching the back of my neck anymore, or anything on the sides, or just blowing up jungle mess just coming through the sides of my head as if I was growing trees out of my ears. So I feel a lot better, and I found out where I'm going to go get my hair cut from now on. And thanks to my friend Shelby, she went to high school with me, and I met her up at a gas station, and she told me that she cut hair, and I was like, alright, I'm going to go get my hair cut by you. And she's like, okay. And so today it all happened, it came together, and now that we're speaking about hair, let me tell you my story about my hair. Now this might seem a little bit feminine to talk about hair because it's kind of a girl's topic, but my story's a little bit crazy, it's a little bit funny. From the very, very beginning, my hair was quite curly and quite long since I was all the way up until I was 3 years old. Then my parents made me get a haircut, and ever since then, I've had to keep my hair pretty short. Now, being that my hair was curly, all being said, me and my little brother lived in two different dimensions when it came to our hairstyle. See, I was cursed with this jungled up mess of curly hair that just tangled up, and like if I would never do anything, it'd probably turn into a fro. Like literally, I've done it. I picked out my hair, and I can fro my hair if I really wanted to. Where my little brother grew up with this easy, maintainable, straight, jet black hair. See, my mom always made us get our hair cut pretty short. But the difference was my brother was able to keep hair that was lengthy enough to not see through it. Not only was it black to help it not be transparent, but it was a little bit longer to help that fact even more. Where my hair is kind of a light brown, and she made me get pretty much buzzed. So you were able to see patches of my scalp at times whenever she got it cut really short. And I hated it. Not only that, but as I was growing up between the grades of 4th and 6th grade, I was a little bit huskier than I was before as a child, and it made my face a little bit rounder, and due to that, it made me look like I had an egg-shaped head because the bottom of my face was a little bit more puffy while the rest of the top of my head was normal. And I always thought I had a funny shaped looking head. But then as I got older and I grew up and I got taller and my face thinned out a little bit more, I realized that I have a normal head. Now, once my parents got divorced, then my dad decided it was okay for me to grow my hair back out. Because as a child, all the way up until I was about 3 years old, I had long curly hair. And I'll show you guys some pictures here soon. So my dad let me grow my hair back out in 7th grade, and I was excited because at that point I knew I never had to go back to the hair salon, never had to worry about going to go get my hair cut. So from 7th grade, that whole 9 months of that school period, from the time I went from the very beginning of 7th grade to the end of 7th grade, and I went from this funny egg-shaped looking kid with a buzzed haircut to this skinnier, taller, rock star wannabe looking kid. Alright, so from that point on, I let my hair grow out all the way up until my sophomore year. Now my sophomore year is when I started experimenting, and boy, let me tell you, that was an embarrassing mess of results. First off, by the time I was in 10th grade, I thought it would look cool to go for the emo look, as almost every guy my age at that time would do. And I had a picture of one that I thought was cool, and I went to the salon, and they barely could tell from the picture what to do, and they executed it very poorly. And because of that, I had these awful bangs that didn't hang like the normal haircut would. It went straight, pretty much straight down like this. And I'll show you a picture. It went straight down like this. It was bobbed, so the back of the hair did not look good. It just bobbed. 40-year-old women would get like that bobbed haircut. And I got out of that, and I started looking at my hair. It's like, ooh, this is terrible. This is the worst haircut I've met. Like, why was I given this power of choice here to get my hair the way I wanted it to, Why was I stupid enough to go for this? As the rest of my hair started to grow back out, I cut that bang to a better angle and then started getting kind of close to the results that I wanted from the very get-go. Well, about junior year in high school, I decided to forget that whole haircut. It was mid-year, and I stopped doing the whole straightening of the hair. I stopped doing the whole emo look. Then I just started letting my hair get back to its curly self. I didn't let it grow out as profuse as it was my sophomore year, and I started letting it grow back out a little bit more. And as it grew out, my hair started getting curlier and just started getting in my face a lot more. So I decided to take a headband, and I would usually wear a bandana. And so when I started doing that, I started getting this hipster looking hippie look, and people started calling me hippie a lot. But a lot of girls like my hair like that. And then when I told all these girls that I was going to get my hair cut, because not only did I have that rock star haircut, but I also had a guitar in hand to match that persona. So I did kind of have this rock star look. So when I told all these girls that I was getting my hair cut, like I guess my fan base, if you will, they just went nuts because it's like, no, don't do it, don't cut your hair, we like your hair. Yeah, well, I finally got a slight trim, and it wasn't that bad. Well, I went with that for a while, and then I graduated high school. And once I graduated high school and went to college, I decided that it was time to change and get rid of this young boy rebel look and get a haircut to make me look a little bit more sophisticated and older. Somewhere around the first year of my college career, I decided to get an actual haircut, and it wasn't that short. I never got it trimmed that bad. It was just a little bit of a trim. It got shorter to where it was about here, and it was still kind of long. I could still finger through my hair and everything, and the top of it was still kind of long, but it wasn't this hippie mess of hair that I used to have as a sophomore in high school. Well, then I started to comb it back a little bit to give it a slicker look, to get it out of my face, and I'd work with that, and then I'd slick it all back. And some people thought it was retarded look, and some liked it, some of the girls liked it, and some of my friends enjoyed it. And then somewhere along the lines, probably last year is when I first got my first real haircut, to where it's about as short as it is now. The only difference was I combed it kind of spiked over to the left, and then I spiked it over to the right, and I just kind of had this hairstyle that I sported for about a good year. And then finally, up until a couple of weeks ago, I decided to sport this faux hawk. And since then, I let it grow out a little bit longer than I should have, and then today was the day that I got my hair cut once again. So now I feel a lot better. My hair feels wonderful, and I feel the breeze coming through the sides of my hair. I don't have this mess. I can go through my hair like this and hardly be affected. There's no sticking up like if I was Jack Nicholson off of The Shining or whatever. Alright you guys, now that we've talked about hair for this long, and thank you dudes out there who watched my video for powering through this conversation with me, because I know it's kind of a feminine topic, but it could be a lot worse, and you know it. I could have been talking about whatever it is that girls talk about when they talk about hair, whichever that might be. Well, let me come to this conclusion. Since we've been talking about hair this whole time, here's my proposition. Now, all through my high school career, since I was a young teenager and started experimenting with haircuts and hairstyles, I've always had girls in my life, whether they were girlfriends or platonic friends, that comes up to me and say, you should dye your hair, you should get red in your hair, you should get blonde highlights in your hair, you should dye it jet black, you should dye it this color, this color. Here's the other thing, they always wanted to do it themselves. They say, oh, you should let me dye your hair. Your brother let me dye his hair. And I've always told him, no, I'm a guy. I like my hair being the color that it is now, and we don't dye our hair. You're not dyeing my hair, ever. Never gonna happen. And I've always said that. Here's my proposition. If I can get from the time now, in November, it's late November, it's almost Thanksgiving, if I can get 100 subscribers from the time of this video being posted to January the 1st of 2014, this coming up New Year's Day, I will dye my hair to whatever color gets most requested on the comment box below to this video, and then hit that subscribe button right here, and I will dye my hair, and I will videotape it, and I might even bring a special guest to dye my hair or go to a salon and get my hair dyed professionally, and you guys will get to watch that whole process and get to have the joy of laughing at my crazy adventure of dyeing my hair. And this is something I've always been scared to do and never want to get done, but I'm willing to do that for you guys and anybody who decides to subscribe to my channel and follow my videos as they do. Now, here's the other thing. you guys have to stay loyal to your subscription because I'm going to be loyal to my word. If I get those 100 subscribers by New Year's Day, I promise I'll do it. And I'm a guy of my word, and that's something I really don't want to do, but I have friends who are watching my videos who live nearby, and I have some of my friends who are subscribed to my channel. They're going to watch this video, and trust me, they're going to hold me accountable. Alright, you guys, that's all I have for this video. And until next time, peace out, Girl Scouts.